donning the blue and the white, and they knocked Sentinels out. They sent him into the lower bracket. Ultimately, they lost to Leviathan, but this is a matchup that, again, when you think about the history between him, between the rest of the roster, there's a lot to be excited about. Sentinels on the attacking side, they're going to be running that standard jet comp with Breach over the top on Zelsis, no less, and they've left Oxy on an island. By himself, has to give some of the space back, concede the area.
Yeah, he's so deadly with the Sheriff, though. He already got a tag earlier in the round on 10s.
Down to 48.
Play a retake, yeah.
There's some of that space conceding that we were just mentioning. Tucks back into smoke, procs the dash, and is now ready to go forward. Recklessly, Saucy will be the first to fall. Zeppa joining in on the fun. Now you're starting to see Cloud9 flood back out, take the space away as Zelsis gets active and pays for it with his life. John QT left alone. They've gotten Spike down, but can he pull off another magic moment? He's gotten it down to one. Moose has gotten it to half. It's not planned for him. There's the swing. The shots do not land. Moose gets the pistol for Cloud9.
Moose with the stability closes out the round. The spike gets diffused, and it was that fast flood from Cloud9. It looked scrappy, it looked crazy at first. Oxy, he just dashes in, doesn't have a cloudburst because he invests into a Sheriff, but he's still connected regardless. Yeah, he gets flashed.
Yeah, stunned and flashed.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You saw him for what, a split second, and just knows to just steady the shots right there. Nobody can be moving, and Johnny had a really good opportunity to close this one out, but just couldn't stabilize, and it's Moose. The one who's kind of just snuck under the radar a lot for this Cloud9 roster, but he's kind of been an anchor, like the glue almost for this team as well.
Yeah, he's been super steady. And I think there was a lot of discussion around whether or not he was the right fit for the roster, but he's answered the call. Cloud9 come into this match with some really interesting hopes and aspirations. Think about the year they've had so far. They hit the halfway mark at 5-1. Yeah, they fell short of Shanghai, and you know that one stings a little bit, but 5-1 with plenty of hopes, plenty of reason to think the Champs is on the cards.
Plenty of time to prep for Champs as well, or this stage 2, I should say.
Yeah, but they come out of it a little sluggish, perhaps. You know, they lose to G2 2-1. Zeppa's already fallen. Zekin's the only one who had a Stinger online. No armor left on the side of Sentinels.
Yeah, he's not sluggish, that's for sure. And that should be an upgrade for one more member on this roster. And we've seen how deadly the Stinger can be in rounds like this. Yeah, he bought a hero one, but his economy is still really good. That's what happens when you get the spike planted and it comes down to the wire like that.
I think for Cloud9, as you think about the weapon upgrade, 3 members have full armor. So that Stinger doesn't really bite the same way it would otherwise.
Yeah, unless he can get really close up and personal in their face. At that point, it doesn't even matter, right? And it looks like Sentinels will have a free C site. And the breach of Rooney is not really close enough to do any type of fast flood here. I say that, but Spike is just now getting planted. There might be a window of opportunity to flood out here, but Sakin takes his own opportunity.
A second one, his Vanity falls. And they managed to get the spike down. John QT joined in on it. It's just Oxy, now it's just Rooney. I mean, they've stolen this round away. The high-low, a bit difficult to navigate, but manages to do so. Numbers still the way of Sentinels, still plenty of weaponry. What a start to this series.
What a start by the crowd as well, already behind Sentinels. Home crowd advantage in full effect, and that Stinger in full effect. I said it, the close range fights with that Stinger. Doesn't matter what gun you have against it. Look at this. Up close and personal, in your face.
Vanity caught with utility out, that's so tough.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's exactly what Sentinels wanted. That's exactly what they needed to set themselves up for that thrifty win.
And so now it's Cloud9 who are on the back foot with just Pistol Zeppa as a Sheriff. But other than that, Classics to work with no armor on anyone.
And the economy of Sentinels is already flourishing like crazy. Multiple players sitting at 3,000.
We'll see what the approach is here for Sentinels. They had a really cool rollout, as we saw in the previous round. And yes, that was off of the fact that they had a numbers advantage A. But we'll see if they do it again. The alarm bot catching Oxy up to his silly antics. Tries catching a timing, tries taking space away.
And he gets deleted for it. And that's going to soak into his mind for the rest of this half. I like the aggressiveness, though. I like that he's not scared. Oh, my gosh.
That was a wide jump swing. And Vanity showed all of it and then a little more.
Yeah, and right now for Sentinels, no reason to really jump the gun on anything here. They're going to do a re-clear of mid after getting picks on both extremities. So now they have complete and utter map control. Yeah, they don't have any of these close short A angles cleared out, but John's doing that himself right now. Basically, the human drone effect as the pack goes towards C, and that fault line should be the key to get out of dodge and link back up with their IGL and savior, John QT.
Hey, he's gotten out onto the site for free. Zero resistance, as Cloud9 had no choice but to play in bunches, given the fact that they were down in numbers, down in guns. And so they will arrive a little late to the party, but arrive nonetheless. And presumably, we would think just die to the spike. You mentioned the economy for the side of Sentinels heading into this round and how it's already starting to balloon, and they can lean into it pretty heavily here. Given how the rest of this turns out, it's only going to get better. If you think about the guns that they have, yes, but they have 3-4 members who are not going to have to buy armor into the next round.
Yeah, and not only in terms of economy of their weaponry, right? It's the abilities as well, the ultimates that are coming up online. John is 2 away from that lockdown.
Right.
Sachi's 3 away from his Hunter's Fury. And that's why you're seeing John hunt for these kills actively. He's got a Spectre to his name. He wants to upgrade next round anyway. Same with Sachi, I imagine.
You mentioned 1 away from the lockdown.
He's got it.
Yeah, he's going to get it. Certainly not the way he had intended or the way he would have hoped. But he got his. Says Rooney will fall, Zeppa will join him at the hands of the spike.
But that is more than ideal.
Yep.
For the side of Sentinels, for John and Sachi themselves. That's 2 orbs for Sachi in that round. It was 2 orbs for John. John gets that lockdown on this first gun round for Cloud9.
Finished.
That was that deletion of Oxy right away, and the follow-up on Vanity, who, yeah, he jump peeked way too far out.
Turret down.
And just the easy breezy cleanup for the rest of the kills on the board. So it will be the first gun round amongst these 2 teams in this series, which we presume to be a banger.
I mean, it's already starting to deliver. And you mentioned the ult in the hands of John QT. You know, oftentimes when you see an ult in round 3 or round 4, it's because it's a Gecko who often has the crash. To see it on a lockdown is just so atypical.
Yeah, it was that 3K that he got on pistol. Yeah, he couldn't close it out, but still getting that spike planted, getting those 3 kills, closing out the last round as well. Here comes a C exec. No one here to reciprocate. Vanity maybe trying to get some spam. Has to back off now, and that will be a C site fully secured and locked down.
It was a different approach to it too. You think about the last couple times they've hit this site, it's been through long, but this time a split up garage. They've got the lockdown, as you mentioned, that's going to buy so much time and create so much space. I think the other thing we have to mention here is Sasi and his positioning. Has the Hunter's Fury, Second and John get active. This is as easy pickings as they come.
Disgusting proactivity in that moment, just understanding that all the members of Cloud9 are in these weird, awkward spots in spawn waiting for that lockdown to go away. So the proactivity in that post plant from Sentinels, that was on point. That was a hard read as well. And now they're on the hunt once more. Why not? Your economy's already, I mean, miles ahead of the enemy team. I mean, worst case scenario, you drop, you get your ult.
They did such a good job of disruption there. When you can tell Cloud9 wanted to settle in and then strike together, Sentinels never gave him an opportunity to really get into that comfortable spot. So they now find themselves up 2 rounds as we head into the 5th. Also very quickly, just as we look over the silly antics one more time. I mean, that Hunter's Fury and the fault line combo was, I mean, it was gorgeous. Sentinels 6-0 in maps. Their last 3 times on stage, they haven't dropped a map. I mean, Sentinels have looked so good, and that goes back to stage 1 as well.
Yeah, their performance in Madrid, obviously everybody remembers that. A clear W. And now, yeah, they ran into some heat after Madrid. But for this stage too, they look reinvigorated, refreshed. And I think that's a testament. I think a lot of the players on this roster, in a lot of media that they did, they were even saying, you know, we just need a break. We're burnt out.
Big shot out from Oxy, but second on the trade.
It's a fast trade.
The kid's just been phenomenal, man.
It's been such a pleasure watching this kid grow, make it on the main stage, and now be a champion in his own right. That trophy at the end of the year would be the icing on the cake for him.
Yeah, it would. What a cap to the year. Fall line out. Second falling. Zeppa showing he can build that thing just as well. on the swing, able to settle, able to drop a IGL on the opposing side. Now numbers away of Cloud9. You're starting to see Vanity rotate and get to the party. Rooney here as well. One away from his Rolling Thunder. Worth mentioning is he gets it online, but you can't imagine he drops in a position like this.
30 seconds left.
In a 1v2. A tap of the spike, a dare, a challenge, a beckon for a swing, and only one foul finds the second. The Red Bull clutch for Sentinels.
I'm great. You're welcome. And he was out of his chair for good reason. The crowd cheering him on. A beautiful 1v2. None other than Celsius.
55 HP.
And he knows. He was yelling something. We couldn't quite pick it up, but he was...
I'm sure it was family friendly.
Yeah, he was
Very
yelling
encouraging.
some nice words. You guys are very good players, I imagine, is what he said.
That's exactly what that was. Zekin with an attack side op here. We've talked so many times about the financial situation they find themselves in and how it's just booming. It allows them the luxury of things like this. It's a really deep alarm bot. That's the cue for the Rolling Thunder. They paid it out really well.
Look at the mechanics from Zekin to get out of dodge. John gets punished, though, so it's a good early round for Cloud9.
I thought there was going to be a punish off of that. Meanwhile, Oxy building it off of his own. I thought they were going to be able to mitigate a lot of that damage off of the beginning, but Oxy just begins to tee off on the other side. I think he saw a wisp of that TP as well. So now Tens patiently waiting. What? He puts it between his eyes through the wall. Unbelievable. And now the other waiting, grazes by his ear. But Tassi realizes as the corners close in, the round is done. It's a dead man walking. Oh! Oxy with 4, a flawless round for Cloud9. What a response.
Oh, what an insane response. I mean, the way that he just did that as well with full confidence. Yeah, it was Sentinels giving him one by one individual peaks, but I mean, Tens, he had no chance at all. Absolutely deleted. And this was a nice trap play based off that alarm bot. Yeah, it didn't punish Zekin right away, but Oxy, I mean, he just got easy pick'ems. That was a ridiculous shot. And all of a sudden, that young kid is ramped up himself, and he's ready to put some numbers on the board.
6 and 5 currently. Blades popped right at the beginning of the round. And the op in the hands of Oxy.
That short dart was broken by a teammate. Most notably Vanity. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Sentinels were dialed in on that angle, ready for any type of reswing.
Oh, it didn't hit him. Oh, but the flash is so good. But they still haven't cleared the angle. Now spotting him, now dealing with him. That could have been disaster. Somehow Sentinels settle up in numbers with site control and spike planted. Now they turn their attention towards dealing with the attempted retake from Cloud9.
It's a 4v3 though. This is gonna be so hard for Cloud9 to execute correctly.
It will be, but they have the utility to do it. They have the mosh pit, they have the dizzy over the top, and they have a thrash. Celsius has already fallen. His move starts to swing out. No contest quite yet. Look at how far Sentinels have taken a step back, vacated everything they had previously taken. See the shock darts go through. Sentinels are going to have to fight back for this. They may have given up a little bit too much space here. It's going to be on Zekin to get active. He's left in a 1v3 with Blades online. Finds a second. Rooney, the only one left standing. It hasn't even been given a half. Zekin should be able to swing this out. Another clutch for Sentinels.
They're supposed to be fighting back.
Another moment. Just listen to that crowd, man. Cloud9 did a good job of bringing it to a 3v1, but Zekin, he's been an MVP for this roster so many times. And for reasons like that, and he's just caused Cloud9 himself to make a timeout. So a 5-2 right now on attack. Haven.
There's this conception of Cloud9 that it's often Oxy and friends, right? But I will say, when Cloud9 have been at their best, when they've been the most successful, there's somebody else who's fragging alongside him, be it Moose, be it Rooney, be it Zeb, you know, whoever it is. There's somebody there to be a 1-2 punch. The left and the right. I think we need to see someone else step up on the side of Cloud9 here, and they're going to have to do it in the face of all the momentum that Sentinels have amassed.
Yeah, and that's no easy ask whatsoever. Keep in mind, though, this is Cloud9's map pick, so yeah, they didn't get off to a great start because of that eco, that thrifty round from none other than Zekken, of course. But they still are in this. They still have a chance. If they can stop the bleeding now and get some resolve to this half, who knows what they can cook up on attack. Vanity, he's been great with the IGLing role. Honestly, all year long. He's done more than impress me, at least. That's for sure.
What's the plan here for Sentinels? A lean towards A. You've got Tens with his ult.
It's all divergent.
As Zekken dashes out, you see the paranoia drawn out as well, but you're absolutely right. The spike is rotating towards C. The alarm bot out from Garage may cause a problem, though. Instantly, you see the pause for Cloud9 on the minimap, rotating back towards C.
And Zekken heard all of that.
Yeah.
He heard at least 2-3 members in spawn going back to C. This mid-rounding, are they cooking a little too much? There's only 10 seconds left in the round. Breach utility still up right now for the side of Cloud9 and Rooney. There's that fault line. Bomb is not going to get planted.
No, I don't think there's a way for Sentinels to get back in on this. Epoxy over the top in the blades as well as time expires. Yeah, they inserted Zekken, but he never really moved after that. A big round out from Cloud9, yes, in large part to the fact that it may have been overdone from Sentinels, but they capitalized anyway.
Yeah, definitely an overcook from the side of John QT. It seemed like he actually finessed. He out-macroed Cloud9, but ending B in a moment like this, when full utility is still abroad and on board, it's too hard.
Hey, they're scared, baby.
Hey, lock in is the key.
Lock in, baby.
And the thing with this Cloud9 team is you don't want to give them rounds like that because, yeah, when they get momentum, that's when they're the deadliest. And Oxy, he's sitting at 8-6. He's slowly ramping up.
He had a 4K with an op just a couple of rounds ago, still has it in his hands. And there is some challenge from Sentinels towards A main.
Oh my goodness.
There's a name we haven't talked about.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Sentinels have so many star players. Tyson just sneaks by the radar sometimes himself.
The big shot out there for Oxy. Op hasn't been scooped up quite yet. You imagine that will be the case. How much longer can they conceal Zeppa here?
Yeah, does he get antsy? Does he want to peek? But he's going to get met by opposition.
His freeze is
Oh
crazy.
my gosh.
Another one. Now Zeppa getting active. The Dizzy over the top as Zekken dashes into his face. A site wide open.
Really good patience and poise from Sentinels there to just slow the round down, not die to the operator early on, and now it's a 4v2. They get the spike planted basically for free. All three of those kills were in A long, and they were holding for that. That was the whole plan. There was a smoke in Garage earlier on. John walked in, tried to break an alarm bot if it was there, and that's how they caught all these players of Cloud9 in that transition, trying to get out of there. Oxy, he was about to rotate. Tens took his head clean off. So it will be another round the way of Sentinels answering back once more. I think that's something to be said about this match so far. It seems every single time Cloud9 win a round, Sentinels answer back with one of their own, and in convincing fashion.
That push and pull of this game, this time going the way of Sentinels. Also very quickly worth mentioning, Zekken was able to scoop up the op that we saw Oxy drop during that last round. And it wouldn't be the first time in this half that we've seen him use it. As we take a look at that one more time. This shot.
Oh my goodness. And another one from Zekken, same angle.
Yeah.
At this point, Zeppa, he's just stuck. The fact that he even got a kill there was great work for him, but he's getting overwhelmed. Even if he drops a second there, there's a third, there's a fourth. And now with the attack operator on the battlefield, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird for Cloud9. They're going to have to use an Omen Smoke in a lobby with the stun, take control of that space. And you imagine Vanity, he's not going to be jump peeking this for too long unless they're not aware that he picked up that operator. And if he's not, he might get punished for it. So
They should.
yeah.
Given where he died, given how much time was left in the round, you'd imagine that's
Right here.
not something that they are not privy to.
Let's see, Vanity still jump spotting this. Now Zekken takes the line. Oh no, maybe Vanity spotted him last second. But that drone baited him into re-clearing garage.
That drone also baited the paranoia out.
Yep. It's painting the picture for John right now of what the defense fortifications are like for Cloud9.
Sentinels are doing such a good job of starving Cloud9 of any bit of information and just forcing paranoia into their own thoughts.
Oh, and on the minimap right now, I'm seeing a exchange of rifles, so it will be Zekken entering in. He is sitting at 50 HP, though.
Blocking sight.
That alarm bot being broken should prompt a speed up from Sentinels. That's why the dash is coming out on sight. Vanity, he just got caught lacking.
The timing of this kid's insane. That's not the first time we see that happen. And so Zekken will fill in, take all of that space with his 46 HP, which he doesn't seem to care about at all. Get the spike down, now they can take a step back.
And yeah, this lockdown comes through, but it's planted for long.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about it at all.
And now Zekken has the operator again. He almost hits that flick.
And the truth is, even if he goes down here, you've got a full army behind him to scoop it up and continue to play into it. There's a really small timing window that Cloud9 have to punish, and it's Oxy leading from the front, trying to cut him down. Meanwhile, John's position here is perfect. As Saucy pops the ult, you know he's being pushed. Moose trying to get active, he will clean him up. John QT not able to settle the shots. That round was not supposed to go that way. Well done by Cloud9.
Oh, 0.77 for Cloud9. And they have a little angel over their shoulder right now because, yeah, John, I mean, he should have connected that spray. But that alarm bot maybe just messing with his sight lines, messing with his crosshair in that moment.
That put right over his head, man.
Yeah, it would have been on point. Didn't overflick it. Sachi did a really good job, and yeah, it was just that right there. I wonder if the Killjoy turret actually hit him in the head, and it kind of like knocked his crosshair up. You know, that aim punch? Sure. I wonder if that was the difference maker in that round, because that surely would have went the way of Sentinels if John could have connected those shots.
Round 11, the big stick back in the hands of Oxy. Celsius one away from his Rolling Thunder. John QT not far off from his ult either. You take a look at the defensive setup. There's Killjoy utility littering the middle of the map. And look at all the space Vanity has taken already. Using Cubby. If they try to NC, Oxy's there for the first challenge with the op. Vanity swings out. That's a nightmare.
Oh my gosh, this smoke top C is genius. They're gonna re-clear Vanity now. Vanity gets one though, he's gotta get out.
He's got a paranoia to buy some time. There's really no way for him to get out. He tries to TP, tries to get away, and he's caught off the spam. Oxy joined in on the fray, tried to clean up the mess that was left, and he pays for it with his life as well.
And again, with all that happening, Sachi was in A long by himself, and he heard the players on A rotate off because there's a player top short. I think it was Zeppa. Zeppa made noise running away from A site, so now this is free. 4v3, we've seen this happen before. What can Zeppa do?
The first to join the fray, waiting for reinforcements to arrive, and now is faced with a one-way.
30 seconds left.
That's so miserable.
That spike not being planted yet can work in Cloud9's favor. They might have an opportunity here, but they're gonna have to speed up. Oh, and that paranoia just delays any type of push.
Well, the paranoia and then the lockdown too. You're forced to sit back.
Yeah, this has got to be a save. By the time you get back in, unless Sentinels make another mistake, there's no way you're winning this round.
No, not with Celsius having his Rolling Thunder as well. But they will try a double swing out. Tense gets the first 5 HP left. Tucks back. Tries to buy a little bit of time. And that is the biggest difference maker here. 3-4 for the controllers. Sentinels get to 7.
Last round before the switch.
Last round to use our creds and abilities. Don't waste.
See the replay on that. This was that initial exchange from Vanity. It was a nice kill, but it's just so hard to get out from a spot like that. He really had to commit that Omen ult if he wanted any chance. And that's so hard to do on the fly like that.
Enemy remaining.
And then the post plant utility. Ten's getting 4 to finish the round. Sentinels firing at all cylinders right now, and John needs to be careful here. He might get spammed in window, putting that turret down.
You saw there was certainly an attempt.
Yeah, escapes with his life.
Cloud9 getting active here, taking a bunch of the middle of the map. Vanity off the parano. What's the swing? Oh, they're trapped. They have nowhere to go. They've got the thrash coming in on one side. They've got a crunch coming in mid from the other. But John QT was ready, able to punish and get one.
Spike down A.
A disastrous round for Sentinels. What a trap.
That spike down in short as well. It's up to the duo. I mean, they got the mechanical talent to do this, but will Cloud9 give them the opportunities?
A 2v4 here would be something special.
Right there. There's no way you know that Rooney's sitting here in heaven, right?
No. Perched up.
Oh, another Thrash as well.
Like a guardian looking over the site.
Wait a second.
Seconds on the prowl.
Uh-oh.
He's creeping closer, and I don't think Rooney knows. He turns at just the right time. But Zekin's there to punish.
That's the first, and there's still 40 seconds, Doug.
But they still have to get the spike. I mean, that's going to be the hardest part of this. Look at every other member on the side of Cloud9 staring at the smoke.
30 seconds left.
And Zekin's down to 6 HP. The spams are just a threat. There's certainly no way in. There's certainly no way they make this happen. Vanity with 3 on the round, looking for the 4th, and he will find it. Cloud9 gets a 5.
Yeah, and with the way that this map was going, SEN were in full control, so good job of SEN to bring this one back and keep it competitive. They have a real chance right now on their attacking half. If they can secure the pistol round, who knows?
That trap mid was so cool.
Yeah, both times. Both traps that they had. This one, that first one from earlier in the half with the breach ultimate that was invested, and Vanity, I mean, he's willing to play up close and dirty in your face with that shorty or a rifle, whatever it may be.
Ever the self.
Most notably that John QT one where he flanked in the garage, couldn't connect that spray.
Sure.
But still, a very competitive half, and yeah, fight back. And it's been tied up in first blood so far, so let's see if Oxy on this attacking side or Zekin on this defensive side can really take it away for any of their squads.
Mimi mentioned one of the win conditions for the defensive side would be getting Zekin online and active early, getting it out in his hands and letting John call. That's an excellent start. Not only that, it's Oxy and Rooney that are down. All of the go is gone.
Swarm grenade out.
I spoke about the first bloods being a deciding factor in this next half and closing out this map for either side, and it was Zekin who stood up to the plate, and man, he batted 100% on those shots. That was crazy.
And so now Cloud9 on their back foot, trying to figure out where do they go from here? How do they approach the rest of this pistol?
It would take some grave mistakes, and already a dink on the moose from John sitting in that A connector. That spike does not get planted, and it's on the side of Sentinels. Oh!
Well, if they keep swinging into him like that, they might be able to pull this thing off. Zeppa having to go forward, tries to clear the smoke, and just waltzes into his death.
Nice work, all off the back of Zekin. Again, I imagine we're gonna see a replay of those shots. Those are some really clean shots. The follow-up, that was the one that was the nastiest. Forget that he drops Oxy with this first shot, right? It's this one that's so impressive. On the wide swing, 2 players already dialed in on your angle, and you're still gonna hit that and get out of dodge with that jet. So quick. Crosshair placement, absolutely on point.
Not a whole lot you can do there. 13 and 8, and now an outlaw in hand.
Ooh.
Make that 14.
Another one up onto Oxy. In this case, obviously, gun advantage the way of Sentinels. It is their buy round. Their anti-eco. Oxy, he tried. He had to hit a headshot if he wanted to do that, and he had that opportunity to, but just couldn't step up.
They're going to try to pounce out onto C anyway. They continue to feed the outlaw. They continue to feed the beast that is Zekin. Rooney with no real choice, no real place to go. Will fall again. Sentinels get to 9.
And on top of that, only a stinger dropped.
Yeah.
So Sentinels going into this first buy round for Cloud9, they have a healthy buy.
You take a look at it one more time. These kills are, I mean, you look at them and you go, yeah, it was an eco, yeah, it was an outlaw, sure. But again, I want to call back to what Mimi was saying on the desk. Getting an op in the hands of Zekin as early as possible is so pivotal to the success of Sentinels here. Not just because you've got an op in the hands of your star, but because it allows John to call the game the way he wants. Oh! This kid is so good.
Don't need an operator when you got the outlaw. It's basically a pocket op at this point with the way this kid's using it.
This would be a disastrous round for Cloud9 to lose here.
Swarm grenade out.
It's a good molly from Moose to get rid of that alarm bot. I believe it was pulled back by John right in time, and oh my goodness.
It's not getting any better, Dre. It's not getting any better.
One enemy remaining.
It's all under Rooney.
Down
He doesn't
A.
have the spike. This meltdown is catastrophic.
I mean, what were Cloud9 supposed to do in this round? Like, tell me. I feel like most of the kills, nice one tap from Rooney. Good follow up by Tens. But the crowd could. But yeah, most of the kills in this round were through a wall or by players that were blind. I mean, look at this. Vanity, no chance. Look at this for Moose, no chance. And look at this. Stunned, flash, no chance. And you can't really make that one up.
No. That's no all momentum the way of Sentinels. And remember, the one difference that I'm seeing here compared to the first half was when Cloud9, I don't know if that's something you want to be cautious on pulling the trigger on. If there's an opportunity, you have to strike.
Yeah. A first blood would be great
Need
for
a
the way of
drop.
Cloud9, but
Thanks.
I'm looking at Zekin with this Outlaw against 4 players that have light armor.
Yeah.
And I just think he's going to have a feast. I mean, he might be sitting on this gun for the rest of the half.
What a setup. A fault line, a dart, and then Zekin.
Another wallbang, no chance for Rudy. He's eliminated without seeing an opponent.
He's just not allowed to play the game.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Oh, we're investing the Thrash in a 4v5. It does give you a free sight and a connection.
Oxy goes aggressive, follows.
Wow.
Path that was left. John QT falls, a weapon upgraded. Still has 8 damage. Tens over the top, dropping Oxy. It just looks so easy. I mean, can Cloud9 respond? The Vandal that they had has been dropped. Second with Blades online. They're not finding lethality, but he stays alive. Celsius might just clean this thing up on his own. Sentinels get to 11. The slaughter is in full effect.
I hate to say it, but probably best to play as a team. So, what's the plan?
Tens played that round to perfection, Doug. He was sitting on the top of C. He didn't panic when everyone was splitting him from Garage. There's a player long. He dodges the Omen Flash, gets his kill. And this is the Tens that I like the most. He got out and survived for Celsius to come and support and clean up house. It was beautifully played. This is why this Sentinels roster has been so good as of this year. And honestly, a little bit of last year. I say that we're going straight into a C hit. Shouldn't be much opposition to be faced here. But it's the disciplined game and approach from all these players that you would think, you know, Tens, he's the star player. He likes to go out, do crazy things. The discipline from him has been so superb this year, and that's why he's been playing so good.
Keep an eye on John. His positioning there is gorgeous.
Even a follow-up Omen Flash if needed. John, so confident to take that angle.
That's 2 on the round for the caller already. Second on the swing.
Jeez.
Is dead. I don't think I've seen that guy lose a gunfight in a really long time. Of course, as I say that, he falls, but it's still all success for Sentinels.
Absolutely running away with this match. Running away with this map. And what's the next map, Doug? It's Split, one of Sentinel's best maps. One of the best teams I've ever seen play that map in the game, period.
This was close for a half. It's just been all Sentinels all the way from that point on.
Yeah, that break that they took, it was much needed. They look fully motivated, in full effect, full force.
5 rounds in a row for the defensive side, and they've done it their own way. They've been able to lean into the financial boom that they have. They've been able to run trap plays in spawn. This has just been so clean.
4 players converging onto A main right now. Vanity needs to get out of here and get out of here quick. Otherwise, that's no smokes available.
There's no real idea of what could be waiting on the other side. Still manages to rotate away. The smoke is going to be out towards Garage. John QT still in the same position, still trying to deal the same amount of damage. Leaves Moose with a brutal headache.
He's going to get caught out here as well. Oh, some movement heard, so Moose could have the upper hand, but leave it to John to reposition and re-clear Moose.
It was off of the noise that he heard him spawn. It's just so effortless. It's such a smooth dance. And so now Sentinels will try to rotate over. The Rolling Thunder's gonna push them back though. John QT getting dropped, decapitated. But Sasi's doing the best of his own. Rooney's left alone. How in the world do you win a 1v4 in the face of that? You cannot. What a stomp, what a slaughter. Sentinels obliterate Cloud9 on Haven. And of course, Celsius is out of his seat.
Defender.
But who other than Zelsis on this roster of Sentinels, the one who took out Sentinels last year to be the deciding factor, him and John. They've been so good, these new players that were recruited by Sentinels in the off season, and we've seen them win, what, tournament already?
With plenty more to come. The last time Sentinels beat Cloud9 was May 2021.
That's absurd.
But an opportunity to do it here. Sentinels on the attack. We've talked so much about how good they are on this map, how proficient they are. You imagine it will be tested here. Cloud9 seldom go down without a fight. They pushed G2 last week. Now they're going to have to do the same against Sentinels.
Go nade for nade in mid. So Zekin, he gets pushed all the way into vents here. But that is space gathered. He gets healed up to full. Such a slow approach right now. 50 seconds.
It's honestly really reminiscent of how they tried running Haven. Think about how many times they fully cut noise.
Yeah.
No different here, but you're right. 40 seconds left in the round now. And they've got John, who's gone exploring up A just a little bit.
He's trying to bait a rotation maybe or something. Maybe off of this contact B heaven, he'll take even more real estate up A heaven.
The clock is ticking. 25 seconds
broken.
now.
They're gonna run into a blender right here in Vance. Oh, the half clear, it still works though. Zeppa.
Rooney and Zeppa were here. You're right. Zeppa gets 3. Vanity gets the last. It's another pistol the way of Cloud9.
Jeez, good work from Cloud9. It seems like these rounds, when it's just super slow from Sentinels, they tend to favor Cloud9. This time the proactivity, the dip into the bottom of vents, and then the re-walk up slowly with no utility.
5 dead.
Sentinels were just not quite ready for that. I can't believe Zekin even got that kill in the vent. He half cleared it and then got the flick with the right click.
Here.
That's so hard to do.
Yes, you're just that good sometimes.
Classic RNG, definitely in his favor.
Big round out from Zeppa there.
Exactly, another pistol round win from the side of Cloud9. We saw what happened on the last map. Surely it doesn't happen twice.
Surely not, right?
I mean,
Zekin's already backside. But Zeppa and Moose able to settle things. The weapon difference here, proving to be the difference maker. 6 HP for the duelist. And he falls to his own hands.
yeah, not wanting to give an ult orb. I don't blame him whatsoever. Good work from Zekin. He gets 2 in that round. Doesn't give anybody else an ult orb on the side of Cloud9. Probably would have been better if he dropped there to somebody else because Zeppa was already dead in that round and couldn't build up close to that Sky ultimate anyway. But you know what? Cloud9, it was way cleaner than the Haven match. I'll tell you that. And that's not something you see every day. Zekin, the only one on the top right now. 3 kills. It will be the first gun round for Sentinels. A semi-healthy buy from the side of Cloud9. That judge, though, on Oxy, that could be really deadly.
It'd be devastating.
Yep. On this map, we've seen so many players use it. Remember Champs last year, we saw Kong Kong absolutely running it down on the Raze judge on this map.
You've got one of the grandfathers of it in the server right now in Vanity.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, he's the one with the Bulldog. The only rifle on the defensive side.
Passing the reins to the young kid, you know?
We'll see if he's able to do anything with it. You see the nade, you see the flash. Intended to create some space mid, but Zekin doesn't take it.
Poison's off.
Oh, and while all that happens, that trip gets broken at B. Lurk orb goes up, so this could be a free ace site right now. Now you see the defenses of Cloud9 starting to go more towards the sites, but because that trip was broken B, there's 3 players geared towards there.
Vanity's so dead unless Zeppa gets a really nice timing, but the cage goes up, the paranoia out as well. He's kind of been locked out of the play. Now he tries to strike, pretends he's ready to greet him.
Oh, spam could have been great for Rudy. Doesn't quite connect. And now this is a near impossible retake from the side of Cloud9. Trip and spawn will give info that someone's there.
A Spectre, there's the Judge. Oxy trying to find some value with it. But Sentinels disciplined and cautious in their approach.
Yeah, John saw that Judge on that peak.
Oh, he knows.
He saw Oxy pulling that out, so he got to dodge really quickly. And for Oxy right now, he's going for any type of exit kills he can get. Not on the board yet. He's just going to get flanked for free. And now Zekin, another ult orb closer. A flawless round, Doug.
Flawless round. Light armor saved for Saucy, but yeah, that's great. All things considered. What more could you possibly ask for?
Yeah, on your first gun round, to come away unscathed like that, other than just your armor, that's way more than ideal. A lot of teams go into this thinking, oh, okay, we're going to drop a couple guns at least, but we'll definitely secure the round, right? We have gun advantage.
Right.
But with the way that this game has been going with some of these bonuses, man, I mean, it's some of these teams, they cook up crazy strats on the bonus rounds. With Sentinels, the way that they default
Don't give them ground.
kind of denies that ability to set a trap. It's been a heavy mid focus all 3 rounds so far from Sen, it feels like.
Yeah.
Slow walk up with a nade and event. I wonder when they flip the switch and send Zekin in there, guns ablazing. Little satchel action.
Oh, it doesn't look like it's going to be the case this round. At least not early.
Yeah, they're just trying to play off these Viper orb timings. Oh, Spam almost connects. Wow, what a fight from Cloud9 in mid. Can they get out away?
Zeppa does. Looks like Rooney will join him.
Yeah. Man advantage now for Cloud9. Ooh. Little tag on Oxy there. Gets dropped low. You imagine right now Zeppa's going to come back around, get the heal. The reconvening in CT. Everyone getting healed up. Zeppa, the only one that's going to be sitting unhealthy. 8 HP to his name. And wants to get info.
And Seeker's invested with 45 seconds left in the round. The Cabbages pursue. Sentinels clears them out. And there's still a lot of time for them to figure this one out, too.
A double drop in event might have been heard by that Cypher cam.
Which was the intent. And then the spit out.
Yeah, the problem is that camera not breaking. I mean, Cloud9 don't need to leave anybody off a B.
Yeah, there's not enough to dissuade. There's not enough to manipulate. Oxy getting just the tiniest of margins onto Zekin.
Spike down B.
But John on the trade now, 2v4. The way of the defense with 13 seconds left. The spike still has to get scooped up and planted.
10 seconds left.
There's going to be just enough time, assuming they don't meet any resistance, but they're getting trapped. They're getting surrounded. Zeppa from down low, he will fall. This was a 2v4. Can Moose stop it? Gets it down to 1. The swing out is there. And the Sentinel settles for Cloud9.
You're absolutely right, though. It was a 4v2. It should have been way more clean, but a win is a win, regardless. And Moose, again, winning in that head-to-head against John. The 1v1 game. And that's why you see the disrespect being shown.
Take a look at that one more time. There's this fight mid that
fight mid was great.
I mean, they refuse to relent in that area. And for good reason.
Yeah, they played the timing so well. The 1v2 at the end there. Zal says he did a really good job bringing that one back. And all of a sudden, it's a very early timeout from the side of Sentinels. Yeah, look at him. He knows that was way too close for wear. So far from the side of Cloud9. And I think that's going to have to prompt something more in either A, Heaven, or maybe something explosive in mid. Maybe disrespect in the actual orb, because the slow pace in mid hasn't really been working out for Sentinels so far.
Well, all of that discourse has led to disappointment.
Yeah.
As there's nothing fast, there's nothing aggressive, there's nothing pacey at the beginning of the round.
It makes sense. There's quite a bit of teams after a timeout, even on the defensive side, when it's not yours, that come out aggressive. They want to do a crazy play. So it's kind of good to do what we call a red wall, which is kind of you stay on the barriers and just hold and see for any aggression.
Scout destroyed.
Dog does re-clear all of A ramp, sees John QT.
And that's the only one they saw, and that's often the lurk. So I wonder here, given that they saw John, look at the minimap. They're starting to rotate away from A.
Yeah, this jiggle from Moose should get the info for rotations to come back into a Raze and Cypher Seed now.
And there's just not, I mean, this is taking a little bit too long.
Double trip setup here. In the open, like, this rocket might connect. Oh my gosh!
What a shot. Vanity now falling. Saucy getting the spike down. They're still going to have to deal with these two trips that are waiting on the other side. Tense gets caught. Cautious now.
Oh, he just barely jumps that trip, breaks it.
Stays alive with 45 HP.
Valorant gods want Tens to live today.
We'll see how much longer they want that. We'll see how much longer they're able to keep that at bay. Celsius on the prowl. Look at his positioning. Look at his timing. Look at his discipline. 2 found. And now the molly to deny as Moose tries to get past it, tries to disrespect it. It's a flawless round for Sentinels.
Making it look easy on the lurk. Hitting all the shots with the spray. You don't need a headshot. Just get the kill, secure it. That's exactly what he did.
And take a look at it one more time.
There's that rocket.
I mean, what do you really do there? Yeah.
Yep, didn't even have a chance. He knows he's got to give more respect next time around. But it was this flank that was in fruition from the start of the round. Celsius was so aggressive from the beginning of that round, and that's why he got that aggressive lurk timing as well.
Hoxie getting
He's gonna get this.
Here.
Whoa, barely brings it back.
Better late than never.
Yeah, that was looking very dodgy at first. So awkward shooting somebody that's not looking at you, you know? As soon as Zekin tries to flick at him, now he hits the shot. But while all that's happening, full info gathered from John. Investing that Cypher ultimate into this round. What?
I'm sorry?
Zappa giving Sentinels a taste of their own medicine, but Celsius again with these lurk timings. He's got all this space gathered. That's the only player that was on A.
They know where he is now after he dealt a couple of parting shots to Moose. And that will certainly confirm things.
Oh yeah, free rifles gathered. There's another one down in mid, I believe, that they can grab.
Spike dropped.
Yeah, it seems like that's exactly where they're headed. Oh,
this...
Rune just scooped up a Sheriff and the Phantom now.
Yeah,
so they are going to have some weaponry. As the paranoia comes out, Sentinels have already tried to establish themselves on the site, but patient in their approach. Not fully committing to getting the spike down yet. First the pit, first the cover, first you deal with Vanity. But Cloud9 slowly creeping their way forward. Again, remember the two rifles that they have in their hands. Zappa the only one without the heavier artillery is Moose on the drop. The spam not connecting, 7 bullets left. 2 members waiting on the other side. It's a jump scare as Tense cleans him up, leaving Rooney all on his lonesome. And the spam betrays him. Saucy cleans him up. We're tied at 3.
Viper players everywhere right now need to study this demo of how Celsius has been playing. He's been doing such a great job of taking map control by his lonesome, and it's been converting into round wins. This was a 3v4 with 2 rifles that were upgraded from the side of Cloud9. Yeah, no chance at all there for John. But I mean, to be fair, Sentinels have been doing that to Cloud9 all series long.
Sure.
It's getting a little taste of their own medicine, but they're still able to bring that round back, and it's because of Celsius.
Mind the early nade. Seemed like they were going to try to go a little bit faster. And the Viper wall that they have up is intended to do that. When you see that Viper wall go up, you know it's normally a fast hit A.
As Zach can get timing here from this player in heaven. Zappa just barely misses.
This is such a pretty setup. Zappa, though, trying to cause a little bit of chaos.
Nobody else seen A main with that dog. And a lot of players showing in mid right now, so whoa, a very ambitious peek from Rooney there.
It's getting punished. I don't think he realized the entire threat on the other side, but Zappa on the hunt. Gonna spot one with 8 HP, understanding there's more danger to be had. And so he tries to get away, manages to do so, at least for now. Everything slowing down as a 3v3 is afoot. The spike is still sitting outside of A main. Vanity still trying to control it. Sight on his own and manages to do so. Gets it down to a 1v2. But it's the Wonder Kid who's alive. Can he do it again?
30 seconds
8
left.
HP for Zeppa. Moose healthy, rotating over. Joining his teammate.
Insta timing taken by both players, Moose and Zeppa. Ooh, bullets can't connect, and Moose, he will secure the 4th round for Cloud9. Zeppa He lived for so long in that moment, Doug.
Start that shit here, mate.
And with nothing but a sliver of health from, I mean, if you think back through the round he just lived through, all of the fight at the beginning, mid, trying to stay away, as Zekin's trying to hunt him down.
Yeah, he lived like 30 lifetimes in one round.
Yeah, he did.
That's stressful.
He saw some stuff.
He got out with 8 HP, and he played that to perfection. I think Sachi missed his window of opportunity to take a main control, a ramp control, based off of everything that was happening in mid. And then go figure, by the time he waits for his teammate to come up with him, they get collided by Vanity.
Note the same Viper wall. This might be the time that they start to dial some pace in as the Seekers go out. The flash goes through, Second satcheling in. Blistering pace into this round. Tens is already TP'd back. I thought Vanity was going to stick that. Moose falls. The site entirely the way of Sentinels. Do Cloud9 flood here? They've got a couple of opportunities, but the problem is the window's gone.
Yeah, no flood will be in effect yet.
Spike planted.
Zelsa still has that Viper Orb up. I think he's going to put it towards screens. They can just cycle smokes now. One way Viper Orb goes up, or we can spread them out. That's why you see a smoke into heaven, and it looks like Cloud9 are not messing around with this whatsoever, for good reason.
They're saving.
Yeah.
Second just got that ult off of the plan of the spike, and he pops it. Understandably so. You wouldn't expect to save here in a situation like this, but Cloud9 cut their losses with tail between their legs. They rotate back B.
I actually don't mind this. The last 4v5 they had, there was a late lurk that secured the round. You know, that was Zelsis. This time around, everybody was there, but still, you have so much to worry about in the last 4v5 that you had. And it's a pretty competitive half. Talking about a 4-4 half, it's been back and forth for the most part. Why not save these guns? Because they can have a lot of impact going forward. So a wise choice made, most notably probably by Vanity in that round. They will bring 4 rifles over. And this is so crazy to make a solo play pushing through that screen smoke. If Moose is already pushed up in that corner, Zekin drops. They can get these online in this current round.
This is a really big opportunity for Cloud9. You imagine that's why Amy calls the timeout.
Yeah, this round kind of feels like it's a make or break it. Everyone's investing into it. If Cloud9 don't convert this round, their economy is bad, and all of a sudden Sentinels can run away with the half.
Tens TPing away. But all of the noise that they just made forces Cloud9 to turn a lot of attention this way.
Yeah, this was a fast reclear though from Cloud9, so a really good job done. And now they can pivot towards that B site already, or maybe pivot and converge onto mid.
They've got to be fast, so you saw the flash shot from Zeppa towards A main. It doesn't tag anyone instantly. Laces it up and tries to get back B, understanding the timing. The smoke hits just when the moment called for it. And now it's a 1-for-1. Keep an eye on Zeppa. You've got Sasi waiting on the other side. Gives some of the space back. And now the spike planted. What's the approach here? How do Cloud9 get back into this?
Sashi's playing this so well. He fought out all the way back. And now this late flank is going to get immense value.
It's all about timing. Zelsis pushing forward with the nade at his feet. 10 spotting the barrel of the gun, dropping Oxy. It's disaster once more. Numbers now the way of the attack. Paranoia goes out. And the smoke, it's just a tap, it's just a threat. Zelsis is forced to challenge and check it himself. Dropping Vanity as he tries to find safe passage away. Zeppa's gotten it down to 1v2. Zelsis is so weak, but time is so short. It is of the essence, it has to be now. He'll get his one, but the round goes the way of Sentinels.
We spoke about how important this round was for Cloud9, but it's even more important for Sentinels to close out the rest of this half. The economy right now for C9, it's going to be a scrappy buy, to say the least. And Moose, he got caught lacking by second there. The trades went back and forth, but it was Sachi staying alive on that reclear of all of mid. They recleared market. They tried reclearing mid as much as they could, and you can't just keep sending one down the entire way.
Oh, such a tense round. I think the one silver lining, if you will, for Cloud9 is they didn't invest any of the ults that we were talking about. So they still have that to their advantage.
Ooh. Almost had the advantage with that paranoia. Info will be gathered, but now they have to give.
Camera taken out.
It's very little follow-up, though. Vanity's going to drop a one-way back towards Garage, but it's immediately cleared by the dog and then Zekin taking the space.
Yeah, absolutely disrespected.
Flash out towards mid, not going to tag anyone, so they realize they can turn their attention towards B a little bit without concern of what's happening behind them. Orb goes up, and that's often a threat, and the threat is realized. Very nice trade out from Oxy, though. He's got his rocket.
I think somebody's close on U-Box. He's doing a really good job being solo here. Celsius is a magician right now. He gets spotted now, but he might get out alive.
Hocus Pocus is his way through that.
No way, and he keeps 2 members there the whole time. Now there's members of Sentinels on A site.
Cloud9 are a little ahead of this, though. Keep an eye on Moose.
30 seconds left.
Waiting just on the other side of Elbow.
This is so tense right now. Oh my gosh, the timing of the reload.
Reads it like a book. Now they have 2 rifles that they can play around. And Sentinels still not feeling comfortable. Haven't been able to get the spike down. With 13 seconds left, they start to commit to it and will succeed. Oh, it doesn't get much easier than that. 10 so steady, so stalwart. And every single one beginning to crumble. 20 HP left for Rooney. Zealous is not much better off. Can he deliver heroics? Can he be the spark for Cloud9?
He's getting wrapped as you're speaking. It's over. Sachi puts the end to Rooney's hopes and dreams of winning that 1v2. And Celsius again, a shining star. He survived for so long. Dodged a showstopper and nade. No more. And then the cleanup on the actual site from this guy. Sachi himself.
A quiet performance, but the frags that come through are impactful. And so Sentinels have a 2-round lead. Still a couple of votes to work with. Rooney has his pit instantly used with the trip to provide a little bit of extra cover. I think the question for Sentinels here is, do you force the challenge, knowing what's waiting for you there? Or do you get corralled away, which is the intent of the pit?
There. Bomb buddy out.
Yeah, Celsius definitely looked like he was wanting to disrespect it. Seeing if Rooney would give him any type of mistake. Here's that response that you were mentioning. What would be Sentinel's decision? It's just sending Zekin on a lone warrior fight.
The problem with this pit is that if you get wrapped, there's no safety left.
There's nowhere to play.
And look at where Zekin is.
He's gonna get a timing on Moose right now. Oh my gosh! Speak of the devil!
Quick to the draw is the Sentinel. And now info gathered, they realize where the attack site is.
And it's these rounds where Sentinels just get discombobulated. They don't know where to go in the mid round.
I have dropped the spike.
Ripe for reset. Sentinels with 35 seconds left in the round slow things down.
Yeah, John's dead right here for certain. Now 5v3. A crossfire on the actual B site itself. Moose.
They try flooding out of heaven, and they just meet a dam. A flawless round for Cloud9 as they get to 5.
Last
Moose.
round in the half.
I don't know if it was intuition. I know he was aware that Zekin had crossed at some point, but he looked right on time. Seriously right on time. And then the cleanup, some really nice work. Playing under heaven right there. Good shots. Rooney stepping out of the pit to clean it up. Just like that, 5-6.
This goes here. Yes.
Remember, the first half of Haven was equally as competitive. It was 7-5 the way of Sentinels, and that was it for Cloud9.
Oh.
But a lot more confidence from the defensive side. Vanity's already got the best of Celsius.
Go get him.
This is a very different look, too. The paranoia out from really far away. That's going to allow Sentinels to rotate back. They could run another fake here.
Yeah, they want to end B, but the problem is with this camera being up at A.
Well, and the fact they don't have heaven control.
When this dog comes out, oh my gosh, Zekin in a crossfire right now.
Vanity getting another. He's been so steady this round, but can Sasi respond? With Seekers out in the face of 2. 10 strikes. Makes his way out of Garage. A 2v3. The way of Cloud9. Is he going to try to flip the map? He is. The timing's going to be a little awkward, though. Sasi hasn't gotten over yet. So Moose will be ahead of this. He can cut off the rotations.
Triggered.
Cage goes up. Moose is isolated in the fight with 10s on the other side. The timing not going his way. Moose gets the best of him once more. Now Sasi's forced to sit back and watch. No real way to get active. No real way to join. It's another clean round the way of Cloud9. Started by Vanity in that opener and cleaned up by Moose at the end.
Yeah, somebody on Cloud9
Switching
definitely
sides.
called, yo, Celsius is just running into B main like an absolute monster freak right now. Let me sit him down. There you go. It's just Vanity with the pre-fire on it. He understands that Celsius was playing for that first layer, just taking all that B main control with no opposition for the most part.
And so that duel of old teammates goes the way of Vanity. We're gonna throw everything changed. See if it happens again.
That's so reminiscent of that last map, and if Zekken can have a hot start as well going into this, you imagine they'll run away with it.
Oxy's gonna be looking to do the same though. He's got light armor, already pushing forward. We're gonna continue to see this exchange of utility across the middle of the map. As soon as there's a threat, the orb goes up to dissuade and deny.
Yeah, with Viper being nerfed, you can't get that gas up in time, so it's all a play just to bait out that orb. Not allow the enemy team to have any type of Viper utility on the actual hit. Doesn't matter because it's not Viper's sight that's being hit. 10's here. Having some teammates flood in him. He was alone for a little bit.
You got to be careful about this wall here. Sassy has a flash. If it popped through it, that's exactly what they're trying to do. But Cloud9 are ready for it. Unable to find that timing window. Leaving John by himself. This would be the third pistol the way of Cloud9. They won the first half of Haven. They've won both on split. Very impressive.
That was good prep done from Cloud9. Their strategy into this pistol round was bait the mid, Viper utility there. You know at least you're going to keep somebody in vent. And then you just walk out and fight in the open because they understand that... They understand that Sentinels like to flood in behind that Viper wall when it's up. Their attack side of Viper wall, that one that we're seeing right now. They know that Sentinels like to play behind those walls, wait for them to drop, and then get the one up. Being aware of that, that's really good prep work. How does Sentinels approach retake on that B site after what just happened?
I love this really aggressive Viper wall out mid. Look at how far back Zeppa just had to use a dog for him to clear mid.
Yeah.
That's often space that's given for free. You don't really meet any resistance until you get to the orb. But because of that wall, they're forced to use the dog early. The paranoia out from heaven as well. I mean, ultimately, this will likely go the way of Cloud9, given the weaponry that they have and given the lack thereof for Sentinels. But it's these little things that could prove to be a difference maker later in the half.
I've seen Sentinels do some crazy things on these B retakes, especially when they have classics, so not quite out of it just yet. The smokes are all to scale a little bit more forward. Zeppa might get caught.
That's gonna hurt. That nade does not feel good. Well, it hurt the wrong guy.
I don't think we're...
That Saucy will fall. That's the second time we see a Sentinels nade kill a Sentinels team member.
I was going to say, I don't think Sentinels are bringing this one back after that start.
That is a tragic way for that to go. But for Cloud9, I think they get through this as cleanly as possible. They carry 2 rifles into the next round. Barring this, it's another flawless round for Cloud9.
Yeah, a great pistol win again. And this is 2 rounds in a row now that there's been an insta-walk with that B main wall being up. This time around, it will be against a full rifle buy from the side of Sentinels, so probably going to be a more slow approach from Cloud9.
I mean, this would be big if they were able to convert this bonus. They've invested into this a little bit here. Not as big a Turtle fans anymore. What just happened? Cloud9 with the 2-round lead. It's that same Viper wall as we saw in the previous round. And this is what I was talking about. This is where they often get caught, is this orb here. Cloud9 forced to use some utility to get past it. There's a dog.
Healing over here.
And that up, down, not punishing Rooney. So now it's full info. If there's 2 players playing for the B main fight, usually mid is free. That's why you see Cloud9 taking that space. So the macro game right now from Cloud9, it's been really good.
It's been very impressive. This is a big round, though. If they want to try to convert this, Oxy feeling the pressure of the flash in his face. Satchel's back. There's a little bit of space that's been found for Moose Forte, but if they commit to this, John's setup is here.
Yeah, so much relies on John and Zelsis right now. Zekken is not going to be here in time unless he invests those satchels on the rotate.
Look at that deep smoke from Vanity. It's so nice. Forcing Zekin to wait for just a moment. Now they've turned their attention towards A. The paranoia is out, but Zekin and Zelsis hold the line. An excellent response from Sentinels. Vanity in a 1v4 cannot convert. He's chopped down.
It's so tough to bust through that Viper and Cypher setup on A. I mean, both those cages coming up. We've seen John do this time and time again. He's such a good anchor on this defensive side of Split. He does a really good job of changing his setup, changing his trips. 2 players got tagged by those trips, and it's Zelsis to get the kills off of him.
Boys, good round.
Let's go. Good job.
You're welcome.
Good job.
I played perfect there.
I think the difference that I'm seeing out of this new Sentinels roster is the control. They're not getting too overhyped, not getting too over anxious. Seems like their communication is a lot more stable.
They find themselves in a fight. 1 round separating these 2 squads. It's been a long, long time since Cloud9 has been able to say that they've beaten an American team. The last 3 wins that they've had have been against Brazilians. But they're pushing Sentinels here. Oxy on the swing. Zekin manages to stay alive. That nade dog combo is not going to feel good. 40 HP for the start.
What do they do after they just push Zekin off this angle? Do they try to go back? Zeppa, he's really confident.
Reasonably so.
Oh my gosh.
Besting 10s from a distance. Zekin managing to avoid the paranoia, spotting a target, dropping the second. So snappy. Zelsis is here by himself. If he can create enough havoc here on his own, this could be a problem. They're rotating back, and John's still here. Oh, he plays his timing perfectly. Vanity had no shot.
Down A.
Moose in a 1v2. Pressure piling on as he realizes he's got to get active. And he's greeted by John on the other side.
John and Zelsis, this duo on this map, they're playing their roles to perfection. That was a really nice entry from Zeppa, but second, he dodged every set of utility that was being thrown at him.
And gets 2 kills while doing it.
Yep.
1 enemy remaining.
Vanity,
Okay, they're dead.
he tried to steal a play from Sentinels. We saw that same exact play be made by Sentinels in that last half.
We've often talked about... He is 1 away from his ult as well. Light armor on 4. What is the adjustment? Again, that 1 way is just instantly crossed.
This can be a pop flash setup. Oh no. Just an info flash gathered. 10s and backside B. I worry for Sachi on this angle though, because he's kind of
close.
exposed. He's giving a gunfight. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. The fadeaway, huh?
The concern was misplaced. And remember here, the buy for Cloud9 was not great. And Rooney has had some ridiculous moments with the Sheriff, and he's been quiet on it in a little while. Hasn't had that same electricity. Hasn't had that same impact. He got a couple there, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough. 2 left, Vanity with 5 HP, and Moose is healthy, sure. But the spike is well out of reach.
Last player standing.
Double swing on top of it to seal the deal. John and Zelsis close out another round. But it was Saucy. Sitting in the open there. I was worried for him. I was worried about giving a 1v1 to Oxy, but Oxy, he's just not been feeling it on this map. He's been getting put down. Oh, beautiful shot. Nice connection.
Oh, that little off angle there.
Spike down B.
And you're right, Oxy was just not ready for it.
He was so fast on his screen. Saucy, yeah, he's a veteran player, but he still got it. He's so quick with it.
We talked about this Oxy versus second matchup and how good of a head-to-head it was going to be. Unfortunately, Oxy has been alarmingly quiet. 5 and 12.
He still has room to make up for it. It's only 8-9 right now.
That window's closing real quick, though, man.
It is. This is a must-win round.
You wonder if this was where the conversation was on the timeout for Emmy, too. There's a lot of presence mid. And again, they use the flash to try to clear the orb. But as soon as they do that, there's a spit at their feet.
The cycle of utility. Now getting deep B main info. Tens and Sachi playing really up close and aggressive here. Rooney might get caught out in transition on the reload. Oh my gosh. Tens connected on his head.
Yeah, I thought he was going to force the matter
I've
too with
got
the
your
paranoia,
trail.
but while all of that's happening, Zekin's trying to hold the line on his own. Back towards A, and he cannot. Can John do it? Tries to clear the Seekers. They've gotten the spike closer and closer to getting down. Meanwhile, their duelist on the side of the attack is gone.
30 seconds.
Zelsis on the swing. Vanity gets the spike down.
Planted.
Out of
If they can get out, they have a pit. They can try to lean into this. Tens is just so far away from the play.
Yeah, full info gathered now, so Tens can knife out, reconvene with his team. Sachi is going to be the one to start this retake, to initiate it.
Keep an eye on Moose. He's in a really good position. If he goes uncleared, it's going to be a problem. And they haven't checked him so far.
Great flash.
The flash is so pretty.
Oh my gosh, what a retake.
Unbelievable. They've done it again.
They're so good at retakes on this map. That's why they're willing to give that space up freely.
These parasites aren't going to take one
Second
step
got taken
past
out
the
early there. Oxy did a really good job of breaking the sight lines, breaking the crosshair.
Right.
But that was the blunder. No smoke in heaven. And then Oxy dies for free.
One enemy remaining.
Oh my goodness. I didn't catch that second shot from John. That pre-fire, the intuition on point right now. And yeah, he had a rough first half, but now all of a sudden, he's sitting at 9 and 10.
And that's 4 in a row for Sentinels. The ults are plentiful. One of them already used the pit across the middle of the map.
Yeah, that's mid on lock right now. If A ramp control is maintained, you don't need to worry about getting wrapped whatsoever as well. I think that's why you see Tens posted up right here. Yeah, they're getting proactive here. Tens, if that dog connected on anybody, could have used the paranoia as well. A fast re-clear of A main control.
Saucy was waiting close by with Seekers online as Tens takes a step back.
Oh, you know what? I've seen Sentinels set this play up so many other times. You have a deep cam at B, and then Zekin's just playing off of it with a rocket.
Any contact, any skin shown,
Oh.
and it's explosive. That flash not going to connect. Rooney could be waltzing into his death with Zappa on the other side.
There has to be a trade here. They cannot both be taken out, but they might!
It wasn't off the cam. It doesn't connect. Only one is found. Zappa on the response as the rest of the split tries to get out towards A. Tens is going to be challenged. He's able to find one. Paranoia to reposition. He gets another as Moose falls. It had the makings of something special, but again, Sentinel slammed the door.
The setup is just foolproof. You have all mid control, you have a trap in B main, and then if anyone wants to speed up A, I mean, you've got layers on layers on layers of players there.
It wasn't even
10
off of the
seconds
cam.
left.
Yeah.
As soon as the attack side orb went up from Rooney, Zelsis took that as his moment to strike. Unbelievable. So another round will go the way of Sentinels. That's what, 5 rounds in a row now for the
Yep.
defensive side? They're running away with this thing.
It really feels like Haven right now.
Sit down. We're not done
A little
yet.
bit more of a fight, a little bit more of a punch from Cloud9.
Sure.
They don't get ecoed, they win the pistol, but still, these gun rounds, they just cannot break through the fortifications of Sentinels. The setups are too clean.
One enemy remaining. 30.
What a hold from Tens, man.
Yeah, and it's nothing new. We've seen Sentinels run that exact same setup so many times. It's just
let me down
when they
now,
decide to
yeah?
actually run the setup.
Sure. A hero rifle in the hands of Zappa. 17 and 11 so far. Oxy one away from his ult. Again, continues to be quiet.
To be fair, I feel like he's been getting very unlucky in this game. No heaven smoke one of the rounds after he breaks crosshair entries. Oh, he has an opportunity here to get a kill. There you go.
And that's a rocket online. They handed him the rifle. Now the ult to play with. No satchels to go, though. He's going to commit to it anyway. Almost got tagged up. 85 HP.
See what I'm saying?
He gets peppered through the smoke. The spam causing problems.
Oh, how does that not kill? It worked for Zekin.
It looked like the exact same rocket.
That ultimate, man.
But they're going to try to flood out onto the pit with the Seekers. Can they find the space? Oxy's down.
One enemy remaining.
Every single member of Cloud9 crumbling. Vanity in a 1v4. You've got Second over the top. You've got Celsius with 3. You've got Sentinels at series point.
Spike with me.
This defensive side from Sentinels, as soon as the gun round came into fruition, there's been no signs of slowing down, even when they're down. Disadvantage. A Viper's Pit even on the site. But the thing with this squad, they have protocols to deal with when a Viper ult gets put down on A or B. They have so many layers to their split.
This goes here.
So much depth in the playbook. They've been in nearly every situation against every single comp on this map. And they're so quick to identify the right play in the right moments.
The attack side woes for Cloud9 continue. Remember Haven was the same story.
Oh, Celsius hasn't done this yet in this half. Playing really upfront in their face.
He gets pushed off instantly. There's no help in Rogues. He's just kind of here by himself. Takes a step back. Cloud9 go forward with the paranoia. Celsius has to try to get away and manages to do so.
Even gets a tag on Oxy, putting him down to 50 HP. And this Omen smoke coming out, this is going to negate any type of heaven pressure that Cloud9 have been trying to put on.
If they try to split B here, again, they're going to have to deal with the trips. They're going to have to deal with John's setup.
It's too hard to deal with. Celsius is going to just push through. As soon as this contact gets made,
What an angle.
there you go, he feels it. He can sense it. Everyone from Sentinels firing, and they close out their map pick of Split.